Let's talk about the Saiyan Prince himself, Vegeta. Starting with Vegeta Scouter. And for his aura, we have this really nice purple aura, which I'm biased, but I'm gonna give a 5. His grab is pretty good too. I like the little flip he does at the end. I'm gonna give this one a 4. As for his skills, he has Explosive Wave, which does a little bit of damage and can stop combos. I don't love this skill. I don't really hate it either. It's just so overused. And then he has Saiyan Soul, which I don't really care for. I think I'm gonna give this skill lineup a 2. And then for his blasts, we have the Gallic Gun, Vegeta's signature attack. And it's solid, I like it. And then we have the final Gallic Cannon, which is a pretty solid rush. This is the one that he used against Zarbon. We get a bunch of punches, and then we get one solid gut punch followed up by a beam through the chest. Very nice. And then for his ultimate attack, we have Dirty Fireworks, which is the attack that he used against Qui, where he just punches them into the air and then makes them explode. I don't know how he's capable of doing that, or why he hasn't ever done it since, but it seems like just making an opponent that's clearly weaker than you explode is a pretty easy way to get rid of them. Anyway, solid blast lineup. I'm gonna give it a 4. As for Scouter Vegeta's overall aura, I don't know, man, I'm a sucker for evil Vegeta. That Saiyan arc is just so different. We learned so much about the Dragon Ball universe. Vegeta and Nappa, especially Vegeta, are just horrifying villains, and he's just a character that I genuinely love. I'm gonna give his aura a 5. Next up, we have Great Ape Vegeta, and for this transformation, he pulls out the false moon and bursts open and mix, and he pops out as a big old Great Ape, and he's got the same aura, so that's gonna get the same score. For his grab, he picks up the opponent, and he squishes them a little bit, and then punches them away. I don't love this grab. I think I'm gonna give it a 2. And then for his skills, he has the Explosive Wave as well, but instead of Saiyan Spirit, he has Howl, which puts him into max power, along with increasing his melee attack, but decreasing his defense. I should have mentioned that with Goku last time. This is definitely better. A giant having Explosive Wave is actually kind of toxic, and Howl's just good. I'm gonna give this one a 4. And then for his blasts, he has the Chow Macau and the Chow Macau Barrage, a beam and a volley. This is classic giant stuff here. And then for his ultimate, we have the Super Gallic Gun. And I mean, yeah, it's big and it's flashy for sure, but this blast lineup overall is actually kind of lame. I mean, it's 2 pinkish purplish beams and a pinkish purplish volley. Though, I'm not gonna be too harsh on it because giants in this game tend to have weaker movesets. I just don't think that in this case there's enough to make it stand out. So I'm gonna give it a 3. And then for his overall aura, I definitely think that Great Ape Vegeta is far more menacing and impactful as a character than Great Ape Goku, but they serve different purposes. And in this instance, I think that Great Ape Vegeta is represented as well as he could have been. He's big, he has his attacks. He's definitely not a character that I frequent when I play this game, but just like Great Ape Goku, I'm very glad that he's here. He's an essential part of the roster. I'm gonna give his aura a 3. Next up, we have Vegeta, just Vegeta. In Sparking Zero, this version of Vegeta is labeled as Vegeta Early, so do with that what you will. This version's aura is just this blue, which is gonna get a 2. And he has the same grab as his previous base form, so we're gonna give that the same score. And then for his skills, we once again see the Explosive Wave, but here he has full power, which is a max power move. No buffs or anything, so I'm gonna give this one a 3. Then for his blasts, we once again have the Gallic Gun, as well as the Super Energy Wave Volley, which is about to become a big trend for Vegeta. I mean, it's Vegeta's technique after all. Doesn't mean I have to like it. For his ultimate, he's got the Super Explosive Wave! This is a sad blast lineup, one that I'm going to give a 2. As for his overall aura, I mean, he's still Vegeta. I just don't think that this version of the character is represented that well in the game. I honestly don't think that Vegeta in his entirety is represented that well in this game, and we'll get to the other forms. But I still like Vegeta as a character, like, a lot, so I'm gonna be hard-pressed to give him anything less than a 3. Next up, we have Super Saiyan Vegeta. Probably gonna stop commenting on these transformations. So, unless the transformation is explicitly different or worth noting, we're just gonna move on. As for his aura, it's the Super Saiyan aura, so we're gonna give that a 3. And we have a new grab, and I really like this one. I love the headbutt. There's some good impacts in here. It is full of that Vegeta energy, and I am a big fan of it. I'm gonna give this one a 5. For his skills, would you believe me if I said he has the Explosive Wave again? Because he does, and he's going to continue continue to have it. And then he has Finish Sign, giving him increased melee damage and increased blast damage. Yeah, this is just fine. I think I'm gonna give it a 2. And then for his blasts, we have Maximum Flasher. Hey, I am happy to give him a unique beam, and it's a one-hander. And then he has the Amazing Impact Rush. And this is a pretty solid rush. It's short, but we get some good shots of Vegeta flying around the opponent, showing off his Super Saiyan speed, and the impacts are pretty good. But then, for his ultimate, we have the Big Bang attack. And this is pretty good. I like this initial shot of the camera panning around him. It's a really nice oneer. And the attack itself looks pretty good. I don't really have much to complain about here. He's got unique attacks, they all look pretty good, and he doesn't have a volley. So I think I'm gonna give this one a 4. As for his overall aura, this is definitely what I'm looking for from a Vegeta. There's a lot of good characterization here. From his grab to his rush, there's definitely some overconfidence happening. And I'm a big fan of it. I'm gonna give Super Saiyan Vegeta a 5. Next up is Super Vegeta, his own little unique form. And this aura is pretty much just the Super Saiyan aura, so that's gonna get the same score. But we have another unique grab. This version of Vegeta having 3 grabs is actually kind of sick, and I love this one. It is so short and so simple. It's just him flipping them over his shoulder and throwing them, but it's so effective at showcasing the strength of this form of Vegeta. It is exactly what I want from this character. It's gonna get a 5. And then for his skills, we have the Explosive Wave. Once again, of course, it's basically his signature move beyond volleys. But then he also has, I am Super Vegeta, which puts him into max power and buffs his blasts. I don't hate this skill lineup. I'm gonna give it a 4. And then for his blasts, we see that Big Bang attack work its way from the ult slot to the blast slot, and I think it's fine here. And then we have the classic rush, Spirit Breaking Cannon, and he is kicking him. He kicks him like 3 times, and then he comes in with that super elbow. This is a great rush. Absolutely iconic. And then for his ultimate, of course, we have the Final Flash. We have a really good wind-up here, and the beam is enormous. I also just love the way the beams look in this game. They look right. In Sparking Zero, they're like textured on the inside, but here they're just big, white blobs that have the colors glowing off of them with nothing inside the actual core itself. And this one is great. I'm gonna give this blast lineup a 5. And then for Super Vegeta's overall aura, I love this version of Vegeta. I love the overconfidence, and of course he took a little bit of an L letting Cell get to his perfect form while he was in this transformation, but we're not talking about that right now. I love Big Bang Attack, I love Spirit Breaking Cannon, I love Final Flash. All of these attacks belong to this character. So I'm gonna give his aura a 5. Next up, we have Vegeta Second Form, or Vegeta End of Z. And we see that blue aura make a return, so that's gonna get a 2. And we have another new grab. This one I am less into. It's also fairly stock. Just a big flurry of punches and a big kick to finish it off. Nothing super special, I'm gonna give it a 3. And then for his skills, he has the After Image, as well as Saiyan Soul. He doesn't have an Explosive Wave, which is interesting. After Image is the weakest of the 3 Vanish skills, and Saiyan Soul just is fine. This one's feeling pretty middle of the road for me. I think I'm gonna give it a 3. And then for his blasts, we have the Gallic Gun, as well as the Super Energy Wave Volley. This is pretty standard for Vegeta. And then for his ultimate, he has the Big Bang attack, which is the first time he has it in his base form. And I kinda like that. It is the same animation from his Super Saiyan form, which again, isn't a deal breaker or anything, but just feels like they really phoned it in on this base form. I'm gonna give it a 2. For his overall aura, however, I really like this form of Vegeta. I really like the fit. As he's becoming more human, or domesticated, he's shedding more and more of that Saiyan attire, and just the training fit looks good on him. He's also fully integrated into society. He's a quote-unquote good guy now. I think this version of Vegeta is the one that made me fall in love with the character. So, I gotta give it a 5. Alright, we have another Super Saiyan form, which means that, of course, we have the Super Saiyan Aura, which is gonna get a 3. And he has that same grab again, which is going to get the same score. And there's that Explosive Wave, it's back! And he still has Saiyan Soul. I actually think that this is worse than the previous one. I think I personally would rather have After Image over Explosive Wave, but that's just my playstyle. But that also means that I'm gonna bump the score down to a 2. For his blast, we have the Final Flash, Flash in a blast slot, which I'm into. But then, of course, we have that volley again. They are both gold because he's Super Saiyan, which I kind of like that too. Man, I am just digging for something positive to say here. And for his ultimate, we have Super Explosive Wave. I don't really know what I'm supposed to do here. It just feels like every version of Vegeta has like one good transformation, and then the rest of them are just all stock moves. It's a really big letdown. So I think I'm gonna give this blast lineup a 2. Honestly, the final flash is keeping it from being a 1. Overall aura is pretty much a wash. I feel the exact same way about this version of Vegeta as the previous one, though I am unhappy with his representation in the game. So I think I'm gonna bump it down to a 4. Next up, we have Super Saiyan 2 Vegeta, a form that, again, is so underrepresented. I wish we got more time with Super Saiyan 2 before your Super Saiyan 3s and 4s and gods became a thing. Super underrated. Anyway, it's the Super Saiyan 2/3 aura, so that's gonna get a 4. And he's got the same grab again, so that's gonna be the same score. And we once again have that explosive wave, however, his other skill is the Wild Sense, which is much better than After Image. And I actually really like this skill lineup. It's super cheap. I forgot to mention Explosive Wave only costs 1 blast stock. So again, it's cheap. I just don't care for it personally. And this show is my opinions. But the Wild Sense is also very good. This is a super defensive kit, but you can use Explosive Wave offensively. I really don't mind it here. I'm gonna give it a 4. And then for his blasts, we have the Big Bang Attack again, we have the Super Energy Wave Volley again, and we have the Final Flash again. It's cool that he has a kit with Big Bang Attack and Final Flash again, but it just feels samey. There's nothing about this that makes it Super Saiyan 2. It's just attacks that he's used previously with nothing new added. Just a rush or something would have made this so much better. Because it's not a bad blast lineup, it's just boring. And the best I can give boring is a 3. As for his overall aura, it's Super Saiyan 2 Vegeta. It's still awesome. Got the zappies, he's got that Super Saiyan 2 swagger. I think I have been a little harsh on Vegeta, so I'm gonna give it a 5. Alright, let's talk about Majin Vegeta. This form, Babidi gets into Vegeta's mind and turns him evil again. Except really, he was evil the entire time, and this was just him being able to let loose. And he has the Super Saiyan 2 aura, so that's gonna get a 4. Oh, we're back to this grab. I don't mind it. That's gonna get a 4. For his skills, we have Prince's Pride, where he gets a buff to his ki charging rate, and it's fast. He's zooming. And then we have Majin's Awakening, which puts him into max power and gives him a blast buff. This is a pretty good skill lineup, I'm not gonna lie. Although I do find having an Insta-Spark as well as a Ki Charge buff a little redundant. I still think that this is a good blast lineup where each skill is valuable situationally. I think I'm gonna give it a 4. And then for his blasts, we have Final Impact, which is again a solid one-handed beam. I really like the look of this one. I also love the wind-up. And then he has Big Bang Attack, which of course is a signature move. It also does a little bit more damage. I think Final Impact is also better for follow-up than Big Bang Attack is, so once again, these are situational. And then, for his ultimate attack, you already know what it is. It's Final Explosion, where he's like, "Goodbye Bulma, Trunks, and even you, Kakarot." And then he blows himself up! This is a last resort type move, meaning that it does damage to him as well, putting him down to 1 HP, so you better guarantee you're finishing your opponent off with it, or you're throwing the fight. But this scene was recreated really well in this game, and it's just iconic. This is a great blast lineup for Majin Vegeta. I don't know what else you would give him, so I'm gonna give it a 5. And then for his overall aura, I don't know, man. It's something about the M on his forehead and the veins popping out, but he is just built different. I love this modern Vegeta, especially with the Super Saiyan hair looking evil, because up to this point, he's been a pretty chill guy. So seeing a good guy, quote unquote, turn bad just has a different kind of energy to it, and I am here for it. I'm gonna give his aura a 5. Last up for Vegeta, we have Super Saiyan 4. And y'all already know this is gonna be peak. As for his aura, it's the same as Super Saiyan 2 and 3, so that's gonna get a 4. And for his grab, we see that Super Vegeta grab return. Hey, I am happy to see it back. Let's give it a 5. And for his skills, we have that Explosive Wave again, as well as Finish Sign, which gives him a melee and a blast buff. I think this is okay, though I really do wish that he had an Insta-Spark. It's just Super Saiyan 4, Goku doesn't have one either, just give him power up to the very limit or something. I also gave it a 2 earlier in the video, so I'm gonna give it a 2 now. And for his blasts, we have the Final Flash. I love seeing the transition from Gallic Gun being his main attack, to Big Bang attack, to Final Flash. It's like an evolution of Vegeta's beam attacks. Just kind of interesting. And then we have the Spirit Breaking Cannon. Again, it's the same exact rush as Super Vegeta, but I really don't mind it. And then for his ultimate attack, we have the Final Shine attack. And my big question here is,
why are you blue?
I mean, other than the color being wrong, this is actually a great looking attack. It's one of my favorite looking beams in the entire game. He fires it one-handed, which is so sick. It has a bunch of extra effects and particles coming off of it. It just looks really cool. I really don't have much to complain about with this blast lineup. I think I'm gonna give it a 5. And for his aura, I already said it at the beginning, this is peak. I love the Super Saiyan 4 design. I think all of his attacks are good. It's Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta, and it has to get a 5. And folks, that is going to be it for this moveset review. If you enjoyed, please consider leaving a like and subscribing. It really helps me out a lot. But with that, I have been Gunchpot. This has been a moveset review. Thank you everybody again so much for watching, and of course, as always, goodbye forever.